Good morning, students. I am K. Narsimurthy, presently working as an assistant professor in Government First Aid Women's College, Tumkur. The subject which I am teaching is physics, and this is 59th video for the Tumkur University students, second semester students of Tumkur University. Alright, so I have been presented 58 videos so far. Almost I covered 95% of the syllabus. Only two more videos are left. One topic is left, that's it. That is the maximum power transfer theorem. So I have been discussed three theorems so far regarding the electrical network. Now you know these Kirchhoff laws and these Ohm's law. These are the two very famous laws which is regarding the electrical network that you know so far. Okay, so these laws are not sufficient to solve a complex network. They are inefficient to solve this complex network. They are very simple theorems, the Ohm's law as well as the Kirchhoff law, which you people have studied in the pre-university, are the very simple laws, simple theorems which cannot be suitable for solving the complex problems. So to solve any complex problems in the electrical network, you need to know some of the advanced theorems, and they are Norton's theorems, Thevenin's theorems, maximum power transfer theorem, and the superposition theorem. These are the four theorems, advanced theorems you need to know to solve any complex network. Okay, so I have discussed three theorems so far. One is Thevenin's theorem, another one is superposition theorem, and the third one is Norton's theorem. So these theorems, I have told you the statement as well as proof of all these theorems. So three theorems are done in my previous video. Now today I am going to discuss a very simple theorem and the last theorem, which is maximum power transfer theorem. Alright. Yeah. Let us go directly to the statement of this theorem. The maximum power is delivered across the load resistance only when the load resistance is equal to the internal resistance of the network delivering the power. Okay, right. So maximum power is delivered. What do you mean by power here? So what's the meaning of power in this electrical network? It is not a power which is rate of doing work. It is the mechanics, we say power is rate of doing work, but that is not so here. So here power means in the electrical network, power is the product of current and voltage. P is equal to V into I. Okay, so I can substitute for I from the Ohm's law and I can write another equation, and I can substitute for V and I can another equation. So like this I can write three equations for power. Okay, one is I square R, another one is V square by R, another is I into V. These are the three different formulas I can give it for the power. So power is the product of current and voltage. Now maximum power delivered across the load resistance. Look at the network. Look at the network. We have a very simple network, a battery which is connected to an internal resistance RTH and the load resistance RL. Okay, right. So ETH, RTH is internal resistance, of course, and RL is the load resistance. So maximum power is delivered across the load resistance only when the load resistance is equal to internal resistance. So only when this load resistance value of the load resistance is equal to the internal resistance of the battery, internal resistance of the source which is delivering the power, then the maximum power will be delivered across the load resistance. Okay, so that is the statement of maximum power transfer theorem. I'll repeat this. A maximum power is delivered across the load resistance only when the load resistance is equal to internal resistance of the network delivering the power. Okay, so you people are performing the experiment in the lab about this maximum power transfer theorem. You are verifying the maximum power transfer theorem in the laboratory. Okay. Now how you are doing is you are varying the value of load resistance. You have this simple circuit and you are varying the value of load resistance in step of 100 ohms, 100, 200, 300, 400, and you are calculating the power which is delivered across the load resistance. Now how do you calculate the power? Just by calculating the current. It is sufficient if you calculate the current through load resistance. I square into RL will gives you the power. So okay, acha, by varying the load resistance you can calculate the power at different values of load resistance, and you see this power graph. The power will increase and attains a maximum at one particular load resistance and then decreases. The maximum value of the power for which the load resistance is RL is equal to RTH. So in the experimentally you are going to verify that, you are going to see that this RL, when this RL is equal to RTH, suppose let us take the RTH as 500, and if this RL reaches the 500, then the power delivered across the load resistance is maximum. Okay, so that is the verification you are doing in the laboratory about this maximum power transfer theorem. It's a very simple theorem, right? So if in the equation power is maximum at RL if RTH is equal to RL, or if RL is equal to RTH. Right, this is the statement of maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, alright. So we'll go to the proof of this theorem. Very simple proof. It is not big proof like superposition or Thevenin's or Norton's theorem. This is a very simple theorem. Right. Now consider a network with an voltage source of EMF VTH and internal resistance RTH and load resistance RL. Look at back and see the network. This is the network which I am talking about. So we have considered this simple network with the battery with a source of voltage ETH and internal resistance of RTH, and it is connected to a load resistor RL. Means all the three circuit elements are connected in series. Source, internal resistance and the load resistance all are connected in series, which makes a very simple circuit. This is absolutely a very simple circuit. Alright. Yeah, all these three circuit elements are connected in series. One is voltage source VTH, internal resistance RTH and the load resistance RL. These three are connected in series. Now in this network I am looking for the power. So before going to the power, let me find out the current. Okay, now current through load resistance. Now first I will find out the current which is flowing through the load resistance, because I am interested in looking at the load resistance only, because the theorem says that the power delivered across load resistance is maximum when the load resistance is equal to the internal resistance. So that is why whatever I will calculate across the load resistance only. Now I am looking for the current through the load resistance RL. So current is equal to, I am representing it by IL. Okay, so current is equal to VTH by RTH plus RL. How I have written this equation? This is from the Ohm's law. This is from the very basic Ohm's law of the electrical network, which says that current is equal to voltage divided by resistance. Go back and see the circuit. So the current through the load resistance is equal to total voltage by total resistance. What is the total voltage? Total voltage is ETH, that is the voltage of the battery. Okay, so ETH divided by total resistance. What could be the value of total resistance? I have two resistors connected in series. Look at for the current. For series in the sense, I am looking for the flow of current. Is there any division of current? No, current is going absolutely in series. It flows through the RTH and again it flows through RL. There is no node or a junction where the current divides. Okay, but the same current will flow through RTH and RL. I mean to say RTH and RL are in series for the flow of current. So for the current, these two resistors looks like they are in series. Therefore, the total resistance will be sum of these two, because when resistors are in series, you can simply add the resistance RTH plus RL. So what is the current now? It is EMF means VTH divided by total resistance, which is RTH plus RL, because two resistors are in series for the flow of current. Therefore, simply add these two resistors to get the total resistance. Alright, I got the equation for the load current. Now I am going to find the power across the load resistance. To find the power across the load resistance, I have told you the three equations. In that three equations, I am using one of that. The power is I square R. This is the simple equation which I am using to find out the power which is delivered across the load resistance. So P is equal to I square R, where current which have to substitute the current across the load resistance, and resistance will be resistance of the load. Okay, so for I am substituting IL, for R I am substituting RL. Okay, right. So the power equation becomes P is equal to, instead of I am substituting IL, current through load resistance, which is VTH by RTH plus RL. So it is VTH by RTH plus RL whole square. Okay, because in the formula, power formula, I have I square. So I have done the square of the current, which is VTH divided by RTH plus RL square. Okay, into resistance. Resistance means you should substitute the load resistance here, because I am calculating the power across the load resistance. Therefore, you should substitute the value of resistance as load resistance. Okay. Now here I am calculating everything across the load resistance. I have calculated the current through load resistance, which I am calling it as IL, and again the resistance which I am substituting in the equation of power is again the load resistance. Alright, I have substituted the current IL and RL. Okay, so I have got this equation as VTH square divided by RTH plus RL whole square into RL. So this I am calling it as equation number 1. Equation number 1 is the equation of power which is delivered across the load resistance. Alright, let me move further. One condition I can say here is, for maximum power dP by dRL, you can take it as dP by dRL is equal to 0. Now how can you say that for maximum power dP by dRL is equal to 0? Because from the mathematics background, I can say that if any function has to be maximum, its first order derivative has to be equal to 0. You remember the mathematical identity. F of x is equal to 0. When do you say that f of x is equal to 0? F of x is equal to 0 only when f dash x is maximum. When its first order derivative is maximum, then only the first order derivative is 0. Then only the function is maximum. So what is the condition for power to be maximum? Power is a function which I am discussing here. What is the condition for power to be maximum? The condition is its first order derivative has to be 0. Its first order derivative with respect to load resistance has to be 0. This is from the mathematical identity. It clearly says that if any function has to be maximum, its first order derivative has to be 0. Okay, I applied the same identity. Now I am equating this dP by dRL to 0 to get a maximum power. Okay, I am discussing the point at the maximum power. So let me see what equation I will get for the maximum power. Okay, now I have to equate this dP by dRL to be 0. So what is dP by dRL? I have the equation for the power here, which is VTH square by RTH plus RL whole square into RL. This is the power equation I know. Let us differentiate this equation 1 with respect to RL. Let us differentiate this power equation with respect to RL and equate this to 0. That is the condition for maximum power. I am taking the condition for maximum power, and let me simplify this, and finally I will get a condition. I am going to find a condition for the maximum power. Okay, right. So first I will differentiate this with respect to RL. Okay, right. Now this power equation consists of the two quantities, but it's a product of two functions, first function and the second function. So for this I will use a product rule. Product rule is the first function into differentiation of second plus second function into differentiation of first. That is the product rule which I am going to apply for this power equation or the equation number 1. First function is VTH square by RTH plus RL whole square. I will take the first function as it is into differentiation of second function, differentiation of RL. If you differentiate RL with respect to RL, it will be 1. Okay, so into 1 plus second function is RL, but I have written minus. I will tell you how this minus comes. Second function is RL into differentiation of first. So what is the differentiation of VTH square by RTH plus RL whole square? Okay, now you know VTH is a constant, you don't need to differentiate this. You have to differentiate 1 by RTH plus RL whole square. It is a kind of 1 by x square formula. What is the differentiation of 1 by x square? 1 by x square is minus 2 by x cube. Do you remember this formula? 1 by x square differentiation is minus 2 divided by x cube. So exactly I am applying this for here. X is RTH plus RL. Okay, so it is minus 2 divided by RTH plus RL whole cube. Just like minus 2 by x cube, I am applying here. So it is minus 2 by RTH plus RL whole cube. So second function, which is RL, multiplied by differentiation of the first function, which is minus 2 VTH square by RTH plus RL whole cube. That is why I have put the minus sign. So this I have to equate it to 0 for maximum power. I have taken condition of maximum power and I equated the first order derivative to be 0. I have differentiated that and I am equating to 0. Let's see what condition I will get finally. So I have done the differentiation and I am equating this to 0. Right, I will send this second term to the right hand side. If I do that, left hand side will be VTH square by RTH plus RL whole square is equal to 2 VTH square RL divided by RTH plus RL whole cube. Alright, now I will cancel this VTH square and VTH square both in the left hand side and the right hand side. Right. So in the left side denominator, I have RTH plus RL whole square. In the right side denominator, I have RTH plus RL whole cube. So square will get cancelled. RTH plus RL whole square will get cancelled. So in the right hand side, you left with 1 RTH plus RL in the denominator. Now finally what is left here, let me cross multiply this. Okay, so VTH square is get cancelled on both sides. Now I will left with RTH plus RL is equal to 2RL. I have skipped that equation. You write it again. You write down the equation and finally you go to that step. So RTH plus RL, okay, I am multiplying this to the left hand side, is equal to 2RL. So if I take 2RL to the left hand side, okay, so it is RTH plus RL minus 2RL. It becomes RTH minus RL is equal to 0. So otherwise you send it to the right hand side, it is RTH plus is equal to RL. So RTH is equal to RL is the condition which I am getting for the maximum power. I have taken maximum power, I have differentiated this first order derivative and I have equated to 0, and finally if I simplify that, I am getting this load resistance is equal to the internal resistance. So this proves the maximum power transfer theorem. This clearly tells that when this resistance, load resistance, is equal to internal resistance, then the power delivered across the load resistance will be maximum. Okay, so very first I have taken the maximum power and I arrived at the equation RTH is equal to RL. So this condition proves the maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, the theorem proof is over. Now let us move further and derive another equation here. Okay, because in the exam they will ask you to derive an equation for maximum power, prove the equation for maximum power transfer, and then they continue asking that hence give an expression for maximum power. So that is why I am going to derive an expression for maximum power as well in this. Right. So when do we say that maximum power is obtained? When this RTH is equal to RL. Let us substitute the RTH is equal to RL in equation 1. Go back and see which is our equation 1. This is the power equation, is the equation 1. P is equal to VTH square by RTH plus RL whole square into RL. In this power equation, I am substituting RTH is equal to RL. This is the condition which I got from the maximum power transfer theorem, and that I am substituting in the power equation. If I once I substitute it, then our power becomes a maximum power. So P max is equal to VTH square divided by RTH plus RL means it is 2RL. So 2RL into RL, 1 RL cancel because it is RL square. So it is VTH square divided by 4RL. So power maximum is equal to VTH square divided by 4RL. In the exam, they ask you to calculate the maximum power. They ask you to derive an equation for maximum power after the proof of the maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, just two more steps, students. Just two steps will give us the equation for maximum power. Just substitute the equation for RL is equal to RTH in the power equation, that is equation number 1. You will get an equation for maximum power. Alright, after getting an equation for maximum power and after proving this maximum power transfer theorem, let us analyze this with the help of a graph. I have given you the graph below. Okay, this is the graph of power versus load resistance. Y-axis is the power and x-axis is the load resistance. Look at the graph. If I increase the value of load resistance, means if I increase the value in the x-axis, the power will increase. Okay, power delivered across the load resistance will increase. So at one particular value of load resistance, power will attain the maximum value. And if you further increase the value of load resistance, then the power starts decreasing. Okay, so power will increase and attains the maximum value, and it decreases with increase of load resistance. I told you one particular value of load resistance, power is maximum, and that particular value of load resistance is the internal resistance of the battery, internal resistance of the source. So when this RL is equal to RTH, then the maximum power will be delivered across the load resistance. This is the maximum power transfer theorem, which is clearly shown with the help of the graph. Okay, so in the laboratories also, while doing the experiment of maximum power transfer theorem, you are also drawing the graph like this. Experimentally, you are taking the readings. You are calculating the power across the load resistance. So you are plotting the graph of load resistance versus power, and you are looking for the condition for which the power is maximum, and definitely you will get the load resistance value to be equal to the value of internal resistance for maximum power. Okay, so this is the condition finally we get for the maximum power. So the proof of this is over, and I extended it, and I have given an equation for maximum power also. Okay, alright, these are some of the books which I have referred, and some are like a textbook, and you go through all these books, you will understand these network theorems very well. Okay, so finally I have done these four network theorems: Thevenin's theorem, superposition theorem, and the Norton's theorem, and the maximum power transfer theorem. All these theorems are very, very important in the network theorems. You can expect any one question, definitely any one proof of the theorem in the examination also. So if you read 4 theorem, you will definitely get an 8 marks question in the exam. Okay, so don't miss any of the theorem. It are very simple, it's all mathematical steps. Okay, so just 4 theorems, you will definitely get one complete question of 8 marks in the exam. Alright, so all the theories are over. I left with only one, that's a numericals I have to discuss about this network theorems. In the next video, I am going to cover some of the problems, some of the numericals regarding this electrical network. So thank you very much.